podcast friends, this is Aditya Sharma again here with a new set of current affairs for the date 15th October. So the first article which we're gonna discuss is about science, how nitrogen is converted to ammonia. Ammonia, which is used as a fertilizer for fields and help us to boost production of food and help farmers for meeting the global demands of the food supply. Nitrogen, which is available in the form of N2, is not actually what is demanded by plants. The plant uses nitrogen, reactive nitrogen. Reactive nitrogen is nothing but NH3, NH4 plus, and nitrates. These healthy plants need 3 to 4% of nitrogen, which is absorbed from ground. Now, how this nitrogen is absorbed? This has various processes, such as by lightning, by biochemical reaction, by human waste, and by volcanic eruptions. So lightning dissipates the N2 molecule into N, and then it further reacts with hydrogen available in the atmosphere or oxygen available in the atmosphere, and then it leads to formation of ammonia and various nitrates. The azobacteria, the biochemical process which converts the nitrogen of atmosphere into ammonia by use of azoa as a bacteria. It is in the roots of leguminous plant. Azoa, a species of aquatic fern with a symbiotic association with the cyanobacteria, can absorb ca- uh, nitrogen from the air and convert into convert into ammonia. That is very favorable for the farmlands. The next is by human waste also, but that doesn't actually contribute much to the soil. By volcanic eruptions also, few rocks are rich in ammonia, and that can be used as fertilizer. There has been various attempt to synthesize the ammonia, which was first led by Fritz Haber, who wanted to combine N2 and H2 in a ammonia cylinder in platinum cylinder, and but the productivity was so less. And then with few discoveries, it led to discovery of Haber-Bosch process, where uh, temperature was set at 200 degrees Celsius with 200 atmospheric pressure, and that has led to formation of ammonia at a larger scale. And that has led also there has been catalyst problem because they use rare earth metal, then they came to uranium, then they came to and they finally came to iron oxides, which has given better results. And in 1913, the first ammonia factory was launched, was came into existence. This cheap fertilizer helped to serve food for one third of the population of the world. If it is not there, the, the productivity would be less and the population can't survive on the existing food. And but the author again gives significance to biochemical processes that are much sustainable than the synthetic nitrogen because it also create acidification or such other problems such as corroding and destroying the land. So this is about the first article. The next article is about the protest which is going on in the Tamil Nadu about where the protesters or the workers of Samsung has been demanding uh, the trade union rights or hmm, trade union to be formed, which can help them to collectively bargain and regulate or help to improve their work condition. State government has formed worksman committee, but it was not an inviting step uh, for the organ for the trade union because trade union works on much larger scale rather than workman committee. Uh, the registering of trade union named Samsung India Union under the Trade Union Act should have preceded the worksman committee, according to author. Under B.R. Singh versus Union of India Act, under Article 19(1), there is freedom to form association, but there are reasonable restrictions such as danger to public order, morality, sovereignty, and integrity of the nation, and it should not be the restriction should not be arbitrary but logical. and hence it is the right to form the union. And by trade union, they can collectively bargain. With this has a historical significance also. So, there was Ahmedabad mill strike where Gandhiji came and Kheda Satyagraha was launched, and you must have been known from that. And then there is also an international convention for collective bargaining, and Indian courts too have signified about collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is nothing but bargaining with a mass level so that their demands can be met. There, if there is any violation in workers' right, overtime, and better like problems with the working condition, that has to be solved. Right? This is about the article, and they are demanding to. Also, one more thing, the strike is also fundamental to fundamental in Industrial Dispute Act. So they can use go slow, sit and work to the rule, absenteeism as the process of going on strikes. This can be adopted. So all these things you can write in the answers for how these trade unions can help in promoting democracy and workers' right and human rights. Now the next article is about how UK universities are failing. Uh, of, well, they are they are actually subsidizing their students and extracting fees from the international students. International students, specifically India, has larger share of students from the country, and hence they have to give it more payment, but the wage which they are getting, or the income which they are getting, is much lesser than that. So the major reason behind this deficit is financial crisis is there. The fee cap for the local students, which are barely increased in last decade, the colleges are forced to increase and rely on fees paid by foreign students, which have no cap. Fees pay helps the fees paid helps in subsidizing the education of the local student. If foreign students secure well-paying jobs in UK and are able to repay their loans, then this is not a problem. But they are not able to get enough job, and this has been also addressed by UK's former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, that there needs to be improvement in the quality of education and courses so that maximum student get benefit from the benefit and get jobs. Um, so this is about this article, and this this constantly by data highlights the proportionate of financial burden which has been on the foreign students, mostly Indians. Now the next article is about how Supreme Court, under its judgment to to protect child pornography, has made a significant remark on the protection of child and welfare of children. Uh, m- Previously, Tamil Nadu High Court, or Madras High Court, has uh, has said that watching a pornography which includes child is not a op- um, it's not it's not a crime, but Supreme Court has finally quashed this, and they have corrected it, and finally even downloading or even watching it is a crime, and it has employed, or it has induced induced child sexual exploitative and abusive material also inside the act, or also inside the ambit of POSCO Act. So, what are the things which can be done as recent judgment has been passed? Cybercrime should be explicitly defined. The Indian laws and the NCSEAM. This stands for Child Sexual Exploitative and Abusive Material, should be brought within its ambit as an economic and organized crime. Recently, AI has been used for child pornography, and that has to be regulated. Social media platforms should be held accountable for reporting the material in real time. to law enforcement, India should establish institutional framework in the form of forensic lab equipped with cutting-edge technology to respond to the increase in reporting of CSEM, intermediary and social media companies. What they use is they put a flag on IP address and then they track it, which has to be updated, and details of individual prosecuted for searching and downloading the material should be entered into national database of sexual offenders and barred with employment in sectors involving children. This has to be done now. As this crime is borderless, countries have to come together. An international convention binding states and non-state actors imperative to ensure coordinated response against the economics of this crime and for identification of perpetrator network and rehabilitation of child victims. This has to be done, and even the searcher is now under the ambit of POSCO Act, and this strengthens the POSCO Act and promotes the child welfare. Now, the next article is about the Nobel Prize, which is being given in the literature is to South Korean poet and novelist Han Kang, and it is promoting step because it is for the first time South Korea has got this uh, got this prize, and it has promoted East, and it has also promoted innovators in the contemporary prose. I won't go into details because it is about the author and various novels which has been produced by him, by her, I guess. So that's not effective. Now the next article is about the RBI recent RBI. There has been recent inflation data for September, and hence this article. Recently, RBI hold in monetary policy committee, and 6.5% has been taken has been taken as interest rate, but USA and other European countries have uh, have reduced its interest rate, and hence it was the demand, or it was the advice from the author of this article that RBI too should have lower its interest rate for investments so the, but raising the interest rate would actually help in attracting investments, because but it will depreciate India's um, India's India's currency, but it will increase the investment, and this is what is argued by the core inflation has gone down, but the food inflation was really high, 9.6%, and the newly introduced problems of global wars and has also shoot up the prices of global oils, and market prices of other commodities have also raised. And this is about the article, and the next article is about it is a biased article on Israel and Gaza, and I don't think that gives much of the insights. It is just an appeal to crowd, and I won't think that is necessary to discuss. Now, the next article is about the gig workers. The article states that the Labor Ministry has recently gone into forming a committee to include national law, forming a committee and national law to incorporate gig workers into social security schemes offering benefits such as health insurance and retirement savings. The government is expected to require an aggregator. Aggregator is a person who employs these gig workers to contribute 1% to 2% of their revenue to establish a social security fund which would benefit health and insurance and other benefits. The definition has to be improved for gig and migrant workers, which has to be more inclusive according to current employability requirements. There would be another board which would be formed, creating a fund for social security of gig workers. It mandates the registration of all gig workers and require aggregator to give 14 days notice for their termination, while ensuring transparency and automated system. in employing them. For that, there is an e-sham portal where gig workers have to be enrolled. The aggregator companies that employ gig worker platform will be asked to take lead in registering their workers on the portal. Registered on the Labour Ministry e-sham portal are eligible for life and accidental insurance along with the other benefits. Now the problem is, though 2019 and 2020 has modified the labor codes into four codes, namely the wage, social security, industrial relation, and occupational safety and mm, healthy working condition. But the gig workers are under only social security, and gig workers are similar to the informal workers, and hence they don't get institutional social security, but they get simple social security. What is the difference between institutional social security is they get, for example, maternity benefit. They get the institutional by institutional social security, 26 weeks of paid work, paid leave is given, whereas by social security schemes, maternity benefit is given in cash benefits, for example, 5,000, 10,000, and that's it. There are other protection also by institutional, such as minimum wage protection, occupational safety, health regulation, and all these. There has been there has been problem of relation between employer and employee. The pro How employer treats the employee. They are informal work. If they are by act only, they are treated as informal workers. They won't be treated by as a permanent workers by employer. So that has to be changed, and that has to be addressed. And this is about this article, and you can keep a cutout of this article because it is really a good article, and you can get information. It is a positive article. Like, this is good about it. Now the next article is about Odisha has been facing issues of migrants, and there has been proposition, like it has been proposed that Odisha government to set up a committee to end all these things, all these migration which is caused by mm, distress, caused by seasonal pattern, caused by uh, policies of the government, and all these things. Uh, Tamil Nadu has recently faced heavy floods, and that is due to northeast monsoon. And there is another fact which I want to discuss is there has been depression in Arabian Sea, and there has been northeast monsoon, and that will lead to heavy, heavy downpour or heavy rainfall in the Tamil Nadu region and mostly in the southern part of India. Now, the next article is mm, about the procurement of paddy. Recently, Government of India and Food Ministry, uh, Government of India, Food Ministry and Punjab, they have allocated for 124 lakh of ton of paddy to be stocked, and that is it. As the fame, there has been another article about coaching about the death in Rawais, and there has been charge sheet filed, and this is an inviting step. Now the next article is about Manipur violence. Manipur violence. Uh, there has been a committee set up which includes all the MLAs from the Metis, Kukis, and Naga, and they would be. This is conveyed by IB, and that will be help. That would help in issue. That will help in subsiding the violence, and mutual discussion would bring down the violence. And India has expelled India has call its High Commissioner, and similarly was done by Canada in the development of Niger case, and that has been a bone of contention between the two nations. And let's see what happens. Now, the next article is about India and Russia. They are going under training for polar navigation, and North Sea area is to be used as the navigation route, and that will enrich Russia's economy and also provides a easier route for Indian, and hence they are planning to planning to provide training to the Indian sailors. Now, India, Jaishankar ji would be visiting Pakistan for SCO meeting. This is about this article. Um GNK, Umar Abdullah sir would be taking oath as as invited by LG. But what is still a bone of contention between ruling party and the Congress. And now, next article is about this is all. I don't think much because I have been discussing this for many days. The problem with the stubble burning and how things are taken by Commission of Air Quality and Management and the respective governments. And this is about it. There is another article about how the Nobel Prize, which is given for economics, and how income gaps between nations is a societal problem, as is being highlighted through this. The authors are Deron, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson. So this is about it. So now, okay, so then let us conclude on this article. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day ahead.